Today we've got the Audi A4, and the last time I was in this product, I had the S4, so I look forward to driving this.
And the last time I drove this was at the launch in Italy. But first of all, a big shout out to Audi downtown Vancouver for letting us borrow this for a couple of days. So let's get in, go for a drive. You know what, Andrea? Getting back in an Audi, it feels like we're home. We had an A7 for 4 years, loved it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful vehicle. It's just that the kids couldn't fit in the back seat. They kept growing.
I say we got rid of the kids and kept the car, but that's just me. Andrea outvoted me on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we working with under the hood?
Well, we've got a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, and it has 261 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque.
Now, there is one extra engine only sold and available with the base trim. It has less power, 201 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. But we're going to focus on the one that most people buy.
Yeah, this is it for sure.
So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox this as it kind of relates to its main competitors as we go through the video. We also have questions, coffee, cars, for your consideration.
Price pause,
hot topic, fuel coming. It's all coming up.
Stick around.
Stick around. But right now we're going to get into our key standard features.
The Audi A4 comes with a 10.1-inch touch display, Audi smartphone interface with wireless CarPlay, heated front seats, power glass sunroof, ambient lighting, push button start stop, LED headlights and taillights, 18-inch wheels, lane departure warning, and Audi Side Assist.
So Andrea, what do we have to put it in?
We have to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when the videos drop, and then you can watch them.
And if you hit the notification bell, every single morning you will wake up and your car will be perfectly clean. Ooh. We guarantee it. Absolutely. And also for that questions, coffee, and cars and the hot topic, you need to follow Andrea. It's Motormouth_Andrea. And for me, it's Motormouth_Auto. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. So I got a chance to drive this car a couple of years ago when it first came out for the European launch in northern Italy. Fantastic. So click the card up here, and one of the main takeaways, you can watch the video, please do, but the main takeaway was just how well this car works in every situation. It does everything particularly well.
I can see that.
Now you're driving it, what do you think?
I think it's wonderful. The driving dynamics are excellent. The turning radius is good. I think it takes corners with ease, plenty of power. I see why you say it does everything well.
And you know what? I think also we've been driving a lot of SUVs lately.
Yeah.
It's nice to get into a sort of performance, sporty, small sedan.
Yeah.
Because you forget just how good cars are at doing all of those things compared to SUVs, right?
It's true. I mean, you just really feel the road. And this vehicle, because it has the extra power, it really gives you the confidence when you drive it to pass people. You know, you feel like you can do it.
Now the thing is, when I did that video a couple of years ago, all of the comments were on the outside and the way it looks. So they did an update on this car, but a lot of people said it looks like a Jetta. Now, what do you think about the way it looks?
Yeah, it is squared off at the back, so I can see why people would feel that way. I don't mind it. I think it looks really sharp, and it looks a lot like the other vehicles in Audi's lineup.
Yeah, they wanted to make the back look like an A6 and an A8. I think mission accomplished. But the facelift that was done to this car, typically when they do a facelift, they change what's called the front clip and the rear clip.
Yeah.
That's the front bumpers, headlamps, grille. Same at the back, the bumpers and lights at the back. Now, they actually went and did an update with the side panels. They changed the fenders and the doors as well. That's really uncommon for a mid-cycle facelift. So this one does look quite a bit different. And now that I've seen it again on the road, I don't mind it.
I like it. And if you move up to this Technic trim, you also get those sharp LED matrix design headlights. And what about that silver panel in the front on the bottom?
Yeah, I think that really, it's so simple, right? You just put a little decoration on the car and it just stands out. And Audi is particularly good at all those little things.
And now you can get a package where you want the black grille or you want to get the black trim throughout the exterior. That's available with 19-inch wheels.
Yeah, you have to get the S line and then you can opt for the S-Line with the night optics package.
Right.
Now, what about the inside of this thing? Because Audi has for years kind of stolen the show with their interior fit and finish. What do you think of this one?
It's simple,
Yeah.
It's clean, it's modern. It has this great 10.1-inch touchscreen. It has the digital instrument cluster, which looks great, doesn't it?
Well, that's the first car I ever drove that had a digital instrument cluster was an Audi. So this does look good, and it does look modern and simple and clean, and it will age very well. However, we've driven a lot of the Mercedes-Benz products with their MBUX system. It looks fancier. Some people think it's too busy.
Too much.
Yeah, so do you prefer that? I know you love that look.
I do.
I kind of, this suits my taste a little more.
I like both looks. I think I would have to look at the overall performance of the vehicle. How do I like the drive? Do I enjoy the exterior? And then if the interior maybe isn't as nice as that Mercedes-Benz, I would be okay with it. It's really about the overall package for me. I think this center console is very clean. It has this great shifter. We've got the heated steering wheel, and guess where the heated steering wheel button is?
It's on the wheel.
Oh, how great is that? So if you want to get the heated steering wheel on the base model and also driver's seat memory, then you have to get the convenience package for $1,450. Or you could move up to the progressive trim for just really over $2,000 more. And then you get those features plus more.
Now, what about this screen? This is a big update for this interior.
I think it's a great screen. It's intuitive. I really enjoyed using it. I know that some people are not always crazy about this elevated screen and they would rather have it integrated into the dash. I've heard some complaints about that. Like, we were just in the brand new Q3 and we saw that. Do you think that Audi will move towards that?
Well, this is a facelift, right? So they took the existing platform and interior and modified it. So that was moved closer, and now it's touch sensitive. There is no MMI controller wheel in the middle, and I kind of missed that a little bit because people are relying so much on Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. They wanted it touch sensitive and closer to use. So it's a good compromise. However, I like the wheel controllers because no fingerprints.
No fingerprints. We had it in the A7, and actually I quite liked it as well. And we recently had it in the Mazda CX-30, and it worked well in that vehicle too.
But the back seat is a useful size. I'm 6 feet tall. I have leg room and headroom. I think when they updated this model several years ago, that was a big consideration. Now it's good for chubby North Americans.
I don't think anyone's chubby here.
Well, you certainly aren't. And a big trunk.
And a big trunk, yeah. I mean, really pretty good for this class, isn't it?
All right, now it's time to stop for coffee.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Is the exhaust real or fake? Well, we think it's real.
No, I want to clarify here. Is that the sound? Is it piped into the cabin or the exhaust finishers on the back?
Well, let's just talk both.
Okay.
We can see tailpipes in there, so that is real. And we don't feel it's loud enough that they would pipe it in.
No, it doesn't sound like it's piped in.
With the current gen of C-Class Germans becoming long in the tooth, all having nip and tuck refreshes, which one would you recommend? The 3, the C, or the A4? That might have been a laughing fit on my part with that. Good question. Well, they're coming out with a new C, so I wouldn't pick that.
I don't know what nip and tuck happened with the C. I might have missed it, but it's really old, and it's the oldest of the bunch. This car came out last year, and the year before the 3 Series came out.
That's right.
So these two are the newest. Can I answer this one?
Yeah, go for it.
If it was just mainline, not the higher performance versions, I would take the A4. If we're talking about the S4 versus the M340 or the 340M, whatever the hell it's called, the inline 6-cylinder BMW, that one wins.
I would pick the A4. I think that the BMW handles beautifully, but I think that the overall package in the A4 I prefer. Why does Audi and other premium brands only offer driving aids like blind spot monitoring and adaptive cruise control on higher level trims? To get these features, you have to move up to the progressive trim, which starts just over $50,000. At these prices, I would just try and stretch my budget and go for the S4 model. I like the S4 model too. I think just to make money, right?
Between the S4 and the 3 Series, inline 6, take the 3 Series. You know what? It's money. They just want to make money.
They just want you to move up to the next trim. Don't get the base model, they say.
Don't be cheap.
Will Audi make an RS4 for the North American market?
Doubtful.
Unfortunately not, no.
And by the way, back to the previous comment, if you're going to make a stretch for a car, make a stretch for the RS3 with the 5-cylinder engine. That's the car if you're a performance gearhead.
And that's it.
We're done?
We're done.
All right, if you want to get a question in, or maybe you're going to be selected for the hot topic, which is still to come, you follow Instagram for Andrea. It's Motormouth_Andrea, and get your questions in each and every week. And now it's time for Nightlife.
Sounds great.
I like this car. I've just always gone on record as saying I think this is probably the best all-rounder in this category. Just does everything so well. That engine, this transmission, mwah.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my Northern Italy trip.
I know.
Mwah.
Reminiscing
Bella,
about the days
Bella,
when you could
Bella,
travel, right?
Bella. All right, so let's get that out of the way. I like the A4. Now let's get into maybe what you might want to consider.
For your consideration, 4 categories and 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Our first category is the sedan to watch out for. Mercedes-Benz is getting ready to unveil its new C-Class sedan. We don't have a lot of information about it, including pricing, but it will arrive this year as a 2022 model.
The newest competitor in this category goes to the Lexus IS 300 with 260 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. It has a starting price of $43,400.
Our next category is the best value category, and it goes to the Genesis G70, which has a starting price of $43,000. It has 252 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. Genesis also offers a 5-year warranty or 100,000 kilometers.
And our last category is the forgotten sedan. It goes to the Infiniti Q50. With a price of almost $44,000, it does have a 3-liter V6 twin turbo with 300 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. It actually is a really nice car to drive.
And there are 4 cars for you to consider.
So we just did questions, coffee, cars a moment ago. We've come up with a new feature called
Hot Topic.
We take one question and we expand on it. In this case, we've decided to take 2 and combine them.
Do you think Audi has done enough to keep the A4 competitive next to the BMW 3 Series? Love the front of the A4, but the rear looks a bit clunky and busy. Is the Audi worthy of knocking the BMW 3 Series off the pedestal in terms of the king of sports sedans?
So basically, Andrew, I think people want to know, how does this compare to its German rivals? But I think we're going to throw in some Japanese ones too.
Yeah, sure, why not? Especially because they're new, right,
Yeah.
to the category?
You know what? I've been to so many car launches where they go through all of the different specifications. We often ask, what vehicle did you benchmark your new product against? And it used to be for years the BMW 3 Series.
Yeah.
But over the last 10 years, as Audi has grown in popularity, a lot of the car manufacturers benchmark this for ride quality, comfort, noise, and harshness. And you can see why.
You can totally see why. I mean, when it comes to the BMW, I always say it's an amazing drive. It handles so well. And so I can see why people would kind of put that at the top, like Johnny said, on a pedestal. But this Audi A4 is just excellent. And like you said, it does everything really well. I find the BMW interior to be very simple. Nothing
But
wrong
so's
with
this.
that.
This is simple.
Yeah, I find that this has a little bit more, no?
Well, I think that they haven't evolved. Theirs is basically the same thing kind of warmed over. This at least looks a little bit more modern.
Now, the BMW 3 Series does have more torque than this A4, but we always talk about horsepower and torque working together, so it's really about how the car drives, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when it comes to the C-Class Mercedes-Benz, well, a new one is coming. I think it needs an update, And so we're going to see that.
I think the C-Class still kind of holds up. I mean, they did such a good job with it. It's aged very well, but a new one's going to be definitely welcome. Now we're going to throw in kind of a new one that came out this past year. We're going to throw in the TLX.
Yeah, I mean, it's brand new. Acura came out with a brand new vehicle, which I applaud them for doing. It wasn't just a refresh. And it has 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, so it's quite quick.
Okay, I just don't believe that people who are shopping for a German sort of prestige brand are going to be cross-shopping too much with Acura. I think Acura, you know, goes against the Genesis and the Lexus.
I agree.
That's kind of how
Infiniti.
Infiniti. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, I think the three main competitors are the Audi A4, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, and then the BMW 3 Series.
But what does this thing cost? Let's check it out with a price pause.
The Comfort trim with the lower output engine comes in at just over $43,000. The Comfort base model with the higher output engine is $46,500. The Progressive trim, $50,200. And the Technic, which we are reviewing, comes in at $53,600.
Okay, Andrew, what kind of fuel economy are we getting?
It gets 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.6 on the highway, and 8.8 liters combined.
And the US miles per gallon are below that. So a lot of people want to know which one we would choose. I would just get this fully loaded one and then add on the S-Line package. I want it all.
You want it all if you could afford it.
All right, so what do you think?
I think the best value is with the Progressive trim. You get a lot of standard features. I think that if you want the Technic trim because you want the Bang & Olufsen stereo system, which is wonderful, or you want the LED matrix design headlights, then yes, you have to go with the Technic trim. But the Progressive trim comes with a lot, and you get the foot activated trunk release on that Progressive trim.
You know what you can't get unless you buy an S4 or 20-inch wheels.
I know.
And I wish you could get this engine, because I think the engine, as we mentioned, is strong.
Yeah.
It does a great job, and I'd be very happy with it every day, but I would like 20-inch wheels. So I wish they offered that as an option. No. You got to go all the way up to an S4 to get 20-inch wheels.
I know. We do like our 20-inch wheels, but many people have said, oh, why do you guys like 20-inch wheels? We just like the look of them, really.
Yeah, and we live on the West Coast, and we don't have potholes like you have in the rest of the world.
Wow, the driving dynamics, the handling, and the simplicity of the interior makes this a real winner.
I like the fact that this does everything effortlessly. It just is easy to live with every single day. Once again, a big shout out to Audi Downtown Vancouver for letting us borrow this A4 for a couple of days. Much appreciated. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.